Well, hey all you cool cats and kittens, Carol here. What's going on, friends? I missed you. Every time I get riding, I miss you. I just miss you people. I miss talking to you. Ironically, I'm talking to myself. So, I don't just miss you, I miss talking to myself. But alas, here we are on this beautiful day. 70 degrees. Spotting the Logan Couture today. Oh, good old Logan. But what I wanted to discuss was the top 5, in my opinion, of course, Quentin Tarantino films. These, again, just my opinion. Don't get butthurt because I didn't choose Once Upon a Time in Hollywood because it stunk. Just my you know, thoughts of the top 5. Kicking off our list at number 5. Again, I know you're gonna get all upset at me. Don't. Well, you can get upset, man. I don't care. Number 5. We're gonna go with The Hateful Eight. Now, this could even be higher up on the rankings, but I gave it number 5 because, you know, to be honest, I enjoyed it. I could watch it multiple times. I could watch it over and over again. Every time it's on, it's a must-watch. Now, it wasn't perfect. I didn't actually read the script to the original ending. I heard the original ending leaked, and I wasn't in love with the ending. I wasn't in love that, like, it was 4 people that were the bad guy, as opposed to, you know, 1 person. But what do I know? I'm not a fucking movie director. Right lane must go right. Can I go right to not stop? I'm going to. So I didn't read the original script, and I don't know how the original ending was supposed to go. But what I can say is the ending, well, it wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible. You know, everybody got their what was coming to them, and that was good. It was a bunch of shitbags. Kurt Russell was a little douchey. He was a little, like, kind of full of himself. Like, he's the coolest outlaw. What was his name? John Ruth. He was John Ruth, just the coolest fucking outlaw in the world. Bounty hunter John Ruth. Everybody's heard of John Ruth. Back in the day, back in that time, you didn't hear of shit. Half the people didn't even know the Civil War was going on. You didn't hear of Dick. So you're telling me some bounty hunter is, you know, was he going to town and tell everybody his name and tell them why he's there? And then he runs away, he runs off to another town, and awesome, it's John Ruth. You hear about that guy John Ruth? He kicked some major ass when he was here. So yeah, he was a little bit like, oh, I can't believe you haven't heard of me. It's not like the digital age, so no shit you didn't. But other than that, I thought, you know, the performances were good. Samuel Jackson's always good. Tim Roth, or Eli Roth, whatever his name is, I think it's Tim Roth. Tim Roth was good. He was a little overdone, and I don't know if, again, this is, I'm going to get into a lot of this. Is this Tarantino's thing, or is this a Tim Roth decision? But he was a little made up with the accent, but it was cute, it was quirky. The guy who stole the movie for me, and I don't remember the guy's name, but he's in Vice Principals. His character is the guy that John Ruth picks up in the beginning. He picks up Samuel Jackson, then they pick up this guy, and he's got, you know, big old teeth. Abraham Lincoln, President of the United States. I did enjoy his performance. I thought it was funny, and that's what Tarantino movies are. They're action movies, but they're funny. They all have laughs in them, so that's a huge positive. Why, one, I chose his movies to review, and why I like his movies in general. So I'm gonna have to give that the 5 spot. Number 4, and I was kind of torn between 3 and 4. Number 4, I went with Inglourious Bastards. Now, when I name number 3, you're gonna understand why I did this, but Inglourious Bastards was pretty fucking awesome. I mean, it was the intro to Christoph Waltz, which was much needed, and he should be in so many more pictures. I don't understand why he's not. I don't know if he's not choosing them or what, but he's just fucking great. Brad Pitt was solid in it. Brad Pitt's always good. You know you're going to get a decent performance. You're not going to get a bad performance out of him because he doesn't take many risks when it comes to, like, I'm really going out there on a limb for this character. Like, that's somewhat rare for him. He's done it, but it's somewhat rare for him. Most of the time, it's just kind of like Brad Pitt doing his thing. But I want my scalps. and you get me my scalps. So Brad Pitt, yeah, he was solid in it. Everybody was good in it, and the movie, it doesn't feel like a long movie. That's probably longer runtime than I'm thinking, but it doesn't feel like a really long movie. It goes by quickly, and I like how it's broken up between the chapters. Of course, Tarantino's gonna have to, you know, cut between the beginning and the end, but that opening scene where Christoph Waltz and the Nazis go to that you know, milk farmer, dairy farmer's house, and kind of you know, chat with them for a little bit. It's just such a tense scene where it really showed that, one, Tarantino knows how to write, and whoever wrote it, he might not have written it. I know, whatever. He knows how to write, and Waltz knows how to act. And so yeah, I'm gonna give that a solid number 4. And the reason it's number 4 is because I have to give number 3 to Reservoir Dogs. Now, I remember seeing Pulp Fiction. I think I saw the Kill Bills before I ever saw Reservoir Dogs. I didn't know anything about it, so I decided to watch it, and loved every second of it. I mean, between the dialogue that they give, it's great. You know, in the diner in the way beginning, where Steve Buscemi's talking about how he doesn't tip, it's quality. You know, the old man Joe who you know, runs the thing. What's it gonna be, Mr. Pink? He's great. He's great in it. Harvey Keitel, obviously great. Michael Madison, whatever his name is, he's good. Harvey Keitel, the one fucking scene he stunk in, it was you're gonna be okay. Say the goddamn words. You're gonna be okay. Was a bit it was a bit silly, and his suit was too big for him. And I don't know if this was the style back then, but his suit looked very stupid. But nonetheless, great movie. Top scene of the movie has to be the ear cutting off scene. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. The stuck in the middle with you scene, where he slices the guy's ear off, and then, you know, so on and so forth. He's dancing. But yeah, overall, quality number 3. I don't think anybody's gonna complain with my number 3. I think most people would put it higher, but I didn't. Number 2. Some people have said, and I've heard people have said, this is Tarantino's best movie, but other people said I've never heard of it. Jackie Brown. Now, Jackie Brown was good on a couple different levels. It was not only good with the women empowerment movement, it was not only good with De Niro and Samuel L. Jackson going back and forth, being hilarious. It was not only good with the little bit of action. Michael Keaton was good in it as the cop. Whoever was her creeper friend was probably the worst part of that movie, but I think it's just that actor. He's the cop in Me, Myself, and Irene. He's just lame. But yeah, Jackie Brown was probably, yeah, it was a close number 1 and 2, and obviously you're gonna get number 1. But Jackie Brown was great. You know, good character development, a good story. You know, it made sense. The good guys win, the bad guys lose. It's what you want. It was a complete film, and you know, some people have critiqued Tarantino of not being at that level anymore, and he needs to get back to that level. Now, I don't think that's the case. I've pretty much liked everything but that shitty piece of shit Once Upon a Time in Hollywood movie. Yeah, so Jackie Brown, put it up there. Number 1, obviously, Pulp Fiction. This movie is, you know, a classic at this point. It's at this point, it's considered a full-time classic. Everything about it was good. Even John Travolta was good. I shot Marvin in the face. Even he was good in this, and that's probably the only performance besides Grease, and Grease isn't my, you know, cup of tea, but those are probably the only 2 good performances he's ever done. You know, if you were to break it down by scene, the Butch story was good. The Bruce Willis story was good. The Wolf story was good. Basically everything with Travolta and Sam Jackson. But Travolta and what's-her-face dancing didn't do much for me. Obviously it set up the scene and it was powerful and needed and awesome. But that whole scene of them at the diner where he's complaining about like a $12 shake. It's like, go anywhere. Every fucking shake's $12. Go to any city and you're getting a more expensive shake. So, yeah, that didn't do much for me. But other than that, it was great. The diner scene at the end was great. So, yeah, overall, I think you got to put that up there with Tarantino's #1. So, I sound like Mr. Wolf. Mr. Wolf does that. That's what I was thinking of. When I was doing it not that long ago, I was saying so an awfully lot. And it reminded me of the one scene. So, we're going to clean the car. So, he said so about 12 times. And I'm not comparing myself to a legend like Harvey Keitel, but... not comparing myself to a legend like Harvey Keitel, but yeah, he says so a lot in that movie, The Wolf. So yeah, there you have it. Top 5 Tarantino flicks. If you disagree, feel free to write your 5 in the comments. I'm probably going to ignore them.